So it's another sunny day and we haven't had rain for ages. Let's talk through what has done well and what's struggling. So the hollyhocks I've had for about 15 years maybe, and they are not at all bothered by the dry weather. And then some of the roses in the middle border don't care either. They're doing great. So you got Timeless Charisma, and at the back there, Evelyn May, and around here, the marjoram isn't bothered at all, and it attracts lots of insects. The Lucifer, Crocosmia, is absolutely great. And some Crocosmias in dry weather will get problems and they will get spider mites, but that is just going over now. That's not the heat, it's just been flowering for ages. And then this is a perennial sunflower. Doesn't need water. It's absolutely great. Doesn't go floppy or anything. I mean, these are all established. That climbing rose again, that's established and that's absolutely fine. And then if I move around here, more established plants. I mean, because it's been so dry, we have been giving a bit of water, but we're not talking about going mad. The roses, obviously, they need water. They've been getting 5 to 10 litres a week for a shrub rose, and then 10 litres for a climbing rose, to 20 litres depending if it's watered once or twice. And we got the little Walter. Walt, what are you doing, bub? Obviously the Mexican fleabane can take the dry weather as well. And then moving along, things like Princess Alexandra of Kent, that's about 2 or 3 years old and it's done okay. I think they just need more time to establish maybe. Timeless just looks great. This is Peace, and there's only one flower on at the moment, but it seems quite happy. Now over to my border, which has looked a bit sad for a few weeks, but it's starting to perk up again. This, I don't recall the name, it's an annual. That just flowers non-stop. That's been great. Doesn't seem phased by the dry weather. The Dianthus as well. That has loved it. And I only put that in at the start of probably April time maybe. This was bought this year, Boscable. It flowers for about a day and then looks like that, which is a bit pathetic. This hasn't done too bad, right as a button, but this is one that It's probably been there for about 3 years, maybe a bit longer, so at least it's got its roots settled. A lot of the roses in this border I moved from other parts of the garden, so trying to get them established again, and then with the heat wave as well, everything's just looking a little bit tired now. Yeah, I'm hoping next year it won't, because obviously I still want everything to look colourful at this time of year. That is Gabriel Oak, it's David Austin, and that is just starting to bloom again. All these just not doing anything, but I don't mind, because I'd rather them not flower than to put the effort into flowering and struggling. You know, if they want to put the effort into the roots instead, that's fine. This I moved. This is like my favourite rose. And this is Poet's Wife. And the last, say, 4 or 5 years, it's been in dappled shade. Got quite leggy, but it would flower profusely. And it's done about 3 flowers all year, so let's just let it get a bit more established. At least it's not dead. This is Golden Celebration, and I had to move it. It was just in that corner there, and unfortunately it was struggling, so I popped it in here. There was just a geranium in here, because you're not supposed to put roses in where you've moved roses from, because it can cause disease. So I made sure no other roses have ever been here, and that's looking quite nice. It did already flower this year earlier on, but then it looked horrific, and all of the leaves just fell off. So I moved it here, and it seems happy now. So, daylilies, I keep missing these ones. They're a beautiful colour, like a deep reddy purple colour. And probably flower again tomorrow. These, oops, I'm falling over my garden. These daylilies I've had in for a few years, and they are great. They are not bothered by the weather whatsoever. So I'd recommend daylilies. Once you get them established, they will be great in a heat wave. I had a few bits of moving around. That isn't dead. That's just because I dug up the phlomis, or phlomis as it's supposed to be called, but I always call it phlomis. It was about here. So I dug up some bear's britches that was there, and I put the phlomis there. There's a rose that looks pretty horrific. I need to dig up all that, not dig up, sorry, I need to cut away the brown bits, and I need to actually put it a bit deeper as well. I've just noticed. I only bought that this year, and it was about there, and there was the bear's britches and a few other things were swamping it, and I was like, no, I need to bring that forward so I can keep an eye on it. So anyway, so I had a little jiggle about, and then I put the bear's britches in the shade, because it'll be fine down here. I mean, it looks horrific at the minute, but bear's britches don't die, as long as you water them to start with. I mean, yeah, that looks like a horror show right now, but that will be fine. This has done fine. minimal watering for that hydrangea. And then Roseanne has actually been flopping, and I've been watering that to perk it up. What else is there? Over here, the elder seems happy. The globe thistles, absolutely not phased whatsoever. So certainly I'd get, well, I don't think I'd get more now because I've got quite a few, but it's a good plant to get if we keep getting heat waves. Rambling Rosie doesn't seem phased, but she's been there a year or two now. Shasta daisies, again, they obviously like this sort of weather, dry and sunny. And I said hello to Walter, so I best say hello to Jesse. He's got a poorly foot. Hello, you good boy? Oh. Yes, I know. So, what else? I have some let's get my brain into gear. Tree lilies. I've had these years and they come back every year, and they really don't care about the hot weather. And then I had to trim a lot of Wollerton Old Hall because it had become too congested, but it's got a lot of fresh growth. All this here tied in, there's lots, and that one there's got lots of flower heads, and it seems quite happy now, but there was lots, it was that congested, they were all rubbing together, so that's no good. And then the pond, I filled the pond up. I had this stuff called API, which gets rid of the chlorine from tap water, and I did 100 litres, so that was 10 lots of the watering can with this stuff, and I only needed 2.5 mil of the stuff because it was concentrate, and that wasn't to fill the pond all the way up, that was just to do a little bit. And then I also put some tap water in the water butt, which was empty, and left that a few days, and then I topped the pond with that. And as you can see, you shouldn't be able to see the pond liner, which basically means that it is going down again. It's the raw way, it's not me. My husband built the pond 10 years ago, and in those 10 years, even when the water's gone down in hot summers, nothing like it has this year. It was horrific. And we get foxes come in the garden and lots of birds and other creatures, and I was like, well, I want to top the pond up because you gotta look after the birds as well and the foxes. These two roses, ironically, have flowered lots this year, they're not at all phased by the hot weather, but I've been watering once or twice a week, and you're probably supposed to do it more, but they're huge pots. I'm sure they'll be fine. They're only little roses at the minute. More Shastas, which are just starting to go over, completely untroubled by the hot weather. So, as you can see, that border is starting to get a bit more colourful now, and I'm also planning to get some of these perennial sunflowers. I have some of these in the front garden as well, so I'm going to get a few out because they spread and it's really congested out the front, and I'm going to pop it back here with the phlomis that looks dead that isn't dead, and so that will at least give a shot of colour there while I'm waiting for the other roses to perk up again. Oh, and I'm trying to grow some roses, like get some rose cuttings. You need to take a lot of rose cuttings. This one has got new leaves on it, so out of all the ones I've taken, which look horrific, none of these I will probably take, but I'll give them time. I just took lots. The plan is eventually I'll put them in the front garden, so if I can just get one in each pot to root, I'll pot it up again, grow it on a bit more, and once it's strong enough, put them in the front garden, and then I haven't bought those roses. I'll get 3 roses, but it will takes a lot of cuttings, because you can cut it as good as you like. It's not guaranteed you're actually going to get them to root, but one has. I probably did these about 4 to 6 weeks ago, so it looks like so far there's one, but some more it might take. And I think that is it. I don't think there's any more news, so I'll see you soon.